One of the first trains that we saw on our journey into the Ukraine was this lovely VL11 on a freight train which we actually overtook. On this section of track it is standard gauge and broad gauge, with the standard gauge being for the link to the EU. So we have arrived in Mukachev, however you pronounce it, and it's snowing. We just had a 4-hour journey from Kashitsa. We are a bit tired, but we're in good spirits with the snow. I'm going to go find something warm to eat. This is one of the many night trains that Ukraine offers, arriving into Mukachev station, and in a few hours we would be travelling on one through to Stry near Lviv. So on our way to an ATM we found this absolutely lovely church. I believe it's a church. Such a stunning colour as well, that light blue, really nicely lit up, and a spire with a cross underneath it, beautiful, and especially in the snow it really does look nice. This is one of the very loud and long freight trains passing Mukachev station where we waited for our sleeper train. So, a little bit of the train we're on I want to show you, which is especially cool, is the coal burner here, which is used to heat the coach and heat the hot water for drinking, and is at the end of the coach. How cool is that? Little coal bucket, fire in there, but the train attendant keeps warm, and we're just waiting to get off the train. This clip was filmed in the early morning in Stry as we headed for the train station for our train to Lviv. It was so peaceful and it was nice to see some snow on the ground throughout western Ukraine. Here, a diesel locomotive leaves with an overnight train on the final part of its journey from Lviv, having travelled overnight from Kiev. Behind is the impressive station building and roof surrounding Lviv station. Here, a pair of night trains stand at Lviv station, both waiting to depart, with night trains on the final legs of their journey to western Ukraine. This is a suburban RVR-built unit built in the 1960s, seen having arrived with a local service into Lviv station on a frosty morning. So we're now in Volovet in Transcarpathia, and we've got snow on the ground. We've got a haystack, or straw stack, I presume haystack, there. And just look at this absolutely lovely scenery. You can't get much better than this, can you? What a lovely little town. Even a bit of blue sky. Fantastic. It's only about -2 or -3, so we're plenty warm enough as we've got plenty of layers on. By this point we'd walked a good few kilometres from Volovet and the weather had taken a turn to have some snow in the air, but this was okay as it added some interesting shots, which I will now show you. Both of these photos show the same locomotive. The first one is the locomotive pushing the train towards Volovets on the gradient, and the second photo is the locomotive returning to push a second train later in the day in quite heavy snow conditions. Here, a pair of VL11s pass each other. The blue and white one is pushing an engineering train up the hill to carry out some work, and the green one is returning back to Volovets to push the next freight train up the gradient. This photo shows a VL11 pulling a CHS-7 and night train, having assisted it over the gradient of the Trans-Carpathian main line. Here, a single CHS-7 locomotive hauls a night train the day prior on the final stretch into Volovets, where it will continue to Uzhgorod. What you're listening to here is an air raid siren in Volovets, a couple of kilometres away from where we filmed. Quite an eerie thing to listen to, but it's something that Ukrainians have to endure almost daily across the entirety of the country.